Man. Thanks for nothing, Oklahoma State. Good God.
Man, I know you weren't hoping they were gonna help you.
Nah, but I mean, shit.
They Jekyll and Hyde though.
Yeah. I just been like, all right, cool.
You would hope they'd help.
Yeah, they Jekyll and Hyde, man. You gotta close your joint.
What?
On the TV. Yeah, they Jekyll and Hyde.
All right.
And we're back for another episode of the Arguing Brothers podcast. Fellas, give yourself a round of applause. There you go. It's a little delay. Delay on the
Donovan,
pause.
he new to the show, so you know.
He don't know how to press the button. He's standing right beside the board.
He knew to the show.
right beside it. He
Special
don't
guest
know
in
how
the
to
building.
You don't know how to get to the board, man. That's pretty ridiculous, man. But all right, listen. But you're back in the building, though. Since you are new to the show, then D Swagger. You know what I mean?
Mr. Light Knees in the
Light
building.
Knees himself that's finally back. Haven't been in the show in a while, man. You know, I'm glad you're here because when you were on the recording, when you be we doing this
I know.
your location, man. You seem like you didn't know how to manage, brother. Like you'll be walking around, you're talking, it's very popular. I have to tell Ray, hey man, mute him. You know what I mean? I'm just like, what's going on? So now that you finally in the building, how do you feel, brother?
Oh man, it feels good to be back, man. You know, hey, that 12-year-old got me running around. Just got back from Raleigh. The season was okay, you know, for his first year playing tackle. I think he played pretty good for his first season.
Okay.
The season, as far as team wise, you know, they got a lot to work on. But overall, man, I think he's trending in the right direction as far as playing football. He made some plays this year. He surprised me a lot because he wanted, you know, a lot of kids who first go out there, you think, okay, yeah, they'll be scared of contact the first year, and then they adjust to it, you know, the years later. But this year, I mean, he surprised me. He was ready for the contact. He didn't run away from it. So, you know, he's all locked in. You know, he decided not to play basketball this year. He wanted to work on his body and, you know, get himself better as an athlete. So I'm okay with that. So that's what we're going to do.
Oh, man, that's dope, bro. Like, knowing that he knows what things he needs to do to get better.
Yeah.
That's always a promising thing. So, you know, good luck to him. Keep moving forward, man. Just keep preparing yourself.
Oh, yeah, without question. I got to hit the 7-on-7 tomorrow, so we got to hit that trial tomorrow. But overall, like, he really, like, surprised me because at the end of the day, you know, you don't know what your kid going to do when you put him out there for the first time.
Right.
And so after the season was over, he just came like, Dad, I don't want to play football. I don't want to play basketball. I want to make sure that I'm ready for next season, you know, to make sure I prove some things. So, you know, we're going to go to a lot of camps this summer. You know, a lot of college camps to get him affiliated and, you know, get his name out there. And just hopefully, like, you know, if he loves it, I'm going to, you know, keep supporting. If he don't love it, we'll find something else to do.
That's what's up, man. I love that. Ray, man, how you doing, bro?
Good, bro. You know, just enjoying these good days off from work, ready for the holidays.
You been off?
You know, a couple of days here and there, use or lose. So.
Oh, okay.
Been chilling, bro. You know,
Days off.
yeah, bro.
Random
Just chilling.
days off.
I was at Top Golf was it Thursday? So man, we were chilling, bro.
You and the family?
Nah, it was for people in the office.
Yeah,
So we have these hours called
So
like.
that's where my tax dollars go to. Huh?
I mean, hey, man, listen. So they give us like.
My tax dollars.
You already know.
So we get like 10 hours or so every quarter, like morale building hours.
Who, man, my tax dollars
Wellness,
don't care
wellness.
about
So
this.
man, look, man, we gotta keep
wellness.
our mental health
Call it
sharp,
wellness.
Man,
dog.
listen, my tax dollars don't care nothing about your mental wellness.
Man, we trying to keep our mental health
Man,
sharp,
what do
dog.
you mean, man?
It's called
So we
wellness.
was at Top Golf chilling, you know, having a few, you know, eating,
Wow,
chilling.
you need to have a few or nothing. You be out there like, what are you doing? Like, it's not like, listen, let's not act like y'all job is very serious. You know? Like, the stress level ain't that high.
It's not,
in your
but,
location.
but you know, sometimes
Come on,
management
man.
stresses you out,
Come on,
man. You gotta
man.
keep
Come
your
on,
mental
man.
sharp.
Come on, bro.
And we decided to go to Top Golf and hit some.
Wellness.
You don't say
Mental
no job
wellness.
for no 30 years if your mental health is so stressed out.
Man, I'm stressed out, man. Almost year 24, man. I'm stressed, dog. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel for retirement, dog. So I'm stressed,
wellness.
Man. I'm stressed. I needed a few
How
hours.
old do you got left?
I'll be too young at 30, so that'll be 7 years
So you have to have an age with it?
to get your full retirement.
Oh, okay.
So I got to at least be 57 and a half.
Oh, okay.
So really, I got to work another 12 years to get to 57.
Damn.
I mean, really, it's not bad, though. I mean, it's going fast, dog.
Because you can imagine.
No, it's going fast, dog. Like, I've been with us for almost 24 years.
Okay.
So it's like, you think back, like, damn, man, we used to be hanging hard, like, playing flag football. We was young, dog. And now you look like we're in our mid-40s, your early 40s. You be like, damn, how fast time is going. So you look at another 12 years, that's nothing, dog.
And then he's going to be 57. Most people don't get out there. They damn 60,
yo,
60, 65.
I refuse, dog.
Yeah, people out there 60, 65 and just
Man, I
retiring.
refuse,
So
dog.
57 is perfect.
I refuse, bro. I'm not going to be one working 40 years, 42 years. Nah, bro. No.
Just you don't get to enjoy your money, man. I mean, you don't work
You gotta
hard
start
for it.
early, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you can't be around and be trying to live that lavish lifestyle, bro, and they ain't putting into that 401k or your TSP, trying to live up and drive the best Benz and all that. Man, look, you need your money in retirement, dog, but that's what it's all about.
So you say you don't want to drive the best Benz?
Nah, dog, like if it come at the expense of me living poor and I'm 57, 58, nah, bro. I ain't trying to stunt, dog. Like, them days are over trying to shine.
Hey, man, listen, I tell people that all the time, man. Just get something affordable.
Yeah, bro. Like,
know
you
what
gotta
I mean?
stay within your means,
Listen,
dog.
folks, man, listen, I tell you what, like, if people ask me one car, like, bro, I got the used version. I wasn't trying to get that brand new stuff no more, man. All that stuff doesn't mean it don't matter no more if you're trying to get, when you're trying to be 55, 60 with money.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
When you ready to retire, you coming down from 100% salary to what, 40, 50%?
Yes, you
So-
gotta have as much paid off as you possibly
Boy,
can.
you better be stacking right now.
Absolutely.
Maxing that 401k out for real.
Yeah, so listen, folks, you hear we just giving y'all some jewels, some tips, life tips,
Yes, sir.
as we are not senior citizens, but in our mid point of our lives. So we're trying to give y'all young people listen to us. We're trying to give y'all some very gracious tips on make sure that you keep maturing and put your money up, save your money.
Yes, sir.
Like my man said, keep your chips.
Keep your chips.
Keep your chips, man.
Yes.
All right, bro. So let's start off. We got college football on the deck.
Yes, sir.
We're watching college football right now. Games are going on. Texas is annihilating Oklahoma State. So, go figure with that.
They
but
brace all these boys.
but let's start off with Colorado in their season. There's a lot going on in that Deion season ended in a very disappointing fashion. 4-8, lost to Utah, 23-17, close game. So look like some coaching errors that happened. Son didn't play; he was injured. And so the question that we have out here, starting with you, D, was their season a success?
I mean, due to the fact they only won one game last year, I would think so. Well, it's a good and bad. For the most part, yes. But then on the flip side, no. And the reason why I say yes, because they only won one game last year and they won 4 this year. I think a lot of games that they could have won this year and probably got to a bowl game, I thought it was like mismanagement and clock. Like you said, coaching errors that would have got them to 6 games. Especially in that Stanford game. They probably could have won the Utah game. Southern Cal, they started off slow. They probably could have came back and got into that game. UCLA, they played well until like the third or fourth quarter. Then they got worn down. So I think for as overall, due to the fact they only won one game last year, 4-8 was good. But I think early on, the games that they won, and for you to just only win one more game after that, I think it was just a mediocre season. It was just a mediocre season, because on one hand, like I said, they only won one game last year, and this year they won 4, but they had high expectations. But like everyone knew, sooner or later we're going to see what happened when he really has to coach, and when his coaches really had to coach. And I think a lot of coaching errors stopped them from winning 6 games. Getting into the bowl game, which would have been better.
Man, cut it out, bro. Call it how it is. Man, the season was pitiful, dog. Regardless if he won one game last year, the year before, they won one game the year before. If this was not Deion Sanders coaching this team, nobody would say this was a successful season. To lose, 7, 8 games in a row after jumping out 3-1, Man, it's a pathetic season, man. And they realize they just don't have the horses. And Prime is going to have to do a lot of recruiting, a lot of talent in the portal. And even when you do get that talent, there's no guarantee that's going to mesh, right? That's not going to guarantee you're going to get the O lineman. Ain't no guarantee you're going to get the D lineman. Yeah, can he get the skill positions? Look, if I'm a cornerback, I would not have no problem playing for Prime. Because you know one thing, you learning from one of the best, probably the best cornerback ever. So, yeah, it's a horrible season, though. To lose 8 games in a row and not win one. But, yeah, it's the only reason we even talking about this, bro, because it's Prime. And I just hate when you got the media and all these people riding Deion. Yeah, look, Deion is infectious. His personality, bro, people just draw to him. But if any real college football or any football fans will look at their season would call it a failure. Plain and simple. No sugarcoating it. No, because they won 1 game. No, you only won 4. And you started out with 3 wins in the first 4. So, to me, it's a horrible season. It was a failure. It was not good at all. And people need to really call it what it is, bro. Not sugarcoating it because it's Prime. And that's the only reason people like RG3 talking about, oh, well, it's a successful season. He won 1 game and now he won 4. Nah, bro. Anybody else, if that was Franklin from Penn State, if he's a new coach at Penn State his first year, and he win 1 game more than the year before, they're going to call it a failure. Any coach is going to call it a failure. So call it what it is, bro. It's not a success to me. And I just hate when people just ride in the bandwagon of Prime just because of who he is. Just call it how you see it. It was bad, it was bad. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, so I think we had this discussion a little bit maybe last week where I laid out that Mel Tucker was 5-6 his first year. The coach after him is the coach that ended up getting let go. And I think he was the one who won 1 game last year. But when Prime was 3-0, nobody cared about the fact that he on the team that was just the calling card.
True.
That everybody was like, oh, they are 3-0. Look what the job he's doing. They only won 1 game last year. And last time I checked, when he walked in that door and said he brought Louis luggage with him, his bags of Louis. I don't think he was thinking that my bags of Louis we'll just go 4-8.
Gotcha.
I think he was thinking of like we're on this precedence where we're gonna go and win a lot of football games and have a very successful team this season. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't. There's a lot of little different things he did too that was kind of offsetting. The dismissal of his offensive coordinator, right? The motion of that, who, by the way, went and got another job somewhere else. So clearly, his credentials are strong because the other organization felt like he was a quality coach to get him a head coaching job
quickly.
Quickly. So it's like, what's up with that, right? And he had already came back. He had already came with with the notion that his reputation as an offensive guru, good offensive coach, was well stated. Mm-hmm. So it's a little weird that he would be like, all right, I'm going. Which means he was probably already, while the season was going.
He was already thinking about it.
No, he was thinking he was already in interviews.
Yeah.
He was in the interview process while the season was going on. Mm-hmm. So that's even more interesting. So I don't know. Maybe that's what the kid was talking about. He was saying, hey, people are being selfish. We probably could have won all the games, stuff like that. I don't know. But you add that into the fact that, like I said, what he said, then the hoopah, all the people being on the sideline, all the other stuff going on, and now look where we're at.
Yeah,
ground zero.
We're at ground zero. We got a team that's did not have a successful season. Was 4-8. Got washed a few times. Had some games where they were competitive. Some games that got washed. And where you go next? I looked at his recruiting class. I don't see anything promising on that end.
Yep.
He's gonna have to pull a lot from transfer portal.
Yeah.
Right. I see him complaining about money, about paying players, and the next step he's asking for money to pay them. Mm-hmm. Like, what's what we doing here? So it's a lot of different factors of Deion doing Deion things that we're just like, bro, like, where is he going to take this team?
Yeah.
I just don't see what the future of how it's gonna be right there. Right. Once Shador leaves, what's next?
Yeah, they already lost the 25 quarterback.
They should have both of them, 24 and 25.
Hey, once Shador leaves, what's going to happen next, man? And so I do feel like that's where a lot of people have stated that maybe he should have stayed at Jackson State one more year and got him and waited for another job to call.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of pressure he put on himself.
Yep.
So I don't want to hear the complaining. I don't want to hear the excuses. Because I watch people complain when Nick Saban loses 2 games in the season.
Facts.
we caught it this year.
Like,
Dabo lost
4, and we saw how people were acting with Dabo.
Exactly.
Dabo lost 4 games, and the people were acting like they had lost their mind.
Yeah.
He had to get on a show and snap at a kid because he had to break out his resume while snapping at the kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't happen. The expectations of other coaches, they go through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, Dion, you have expectations too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we gotta see what's gonna happen moving forward, man. But I don't know if I couldn't be excited about what happened.
And it's gonna be interesting to see like that early signing, who they sign.
Yes.
Right.
Like who they gonna be able to flip.
Right.
Right. Because I mean, look, people love Prime, right? Like his personality is so engaging, so drawing to people and these kids. But you gotta pony the money up too. You heard what Matt Rule said. Mark Rule was like,
million five, get you a quarterback.
Get you a quarterback.
$1.5 million will get you a quarterback. But then on the flip side too, like you just lost 2 quarterbacks, right? 24 and 25.
Yeah.
So now you got a whole bunch of kids that's in the portal, like people leaving from everywhere.
Yeah.
Receivers, linebackers, D-line, all of that. The thing of it is, can he, and I think it's more of an ego thing, like the kid was saying, can he really recruit? This is going to determine whether he really can recruit or not. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of kids in the portal. Can you bring them to Colorado?
Yeah.
Because guess what? A lot of these teams that's in the playoffs, a lot of these teams, top tier teams right now, they're looking at the same thing. And I'm looking at Colorado or Alabama. Where I'm gonna go? I'm gonna go to Alabama before I go to Colorado. Because guess what? 1, I'm gonna be on TV. 2, I'm gonna have a chance every year, long as Nick Saban there, to get into the playoffs. And now it goes to 12 teams.
12, right.
You know what I'm saying? So I got a chance to play in the SEC Championship. I got a chance to play in the 12-team playoff every year. You can't promise that in Colorado. You see what I'm saying? You cannot promise that. So he's really going to have to put his best foot forward, and you're going to have to hire new assistants. Can those assistants recruit?
That's the other thing. You have to now replace the staff. I think one guy, the tight end coach left. Yeah. Right? We said the OC left. The DC, I don't know what they're going to do with him. I think they play a little bit better down the end of the season, so I'm pretty sure he's going to stay around. You're going to have some turnover with your coaches, right? And then just how you handle your staff. Like, people are not going to be want to deal with that type of pressure situation when it comes to the coaching staff. They're going to be like, I don't want to go to Colorado and have to deal with these level of expectations that may not be legit. Yeah. So I'm interested to see what he's going to do moving forward.
And you see how he demoted the OC. And I'm a coach looking at that like, damn, if I'm struggling a little bit, I'm going to get demoted too.
Exactly.
Like, I don't have the leeway to work my way through it, try to figure it out.
And simply, it was the defense that was the bad. I mean, the offense was putting up points. The defense one was killing you because you were putting the offense in bad situations. And, I mean, you couldn't stop nobody.
And there's a limitation to his team. To the talent.
Yeah.
So, like, when that limitation was coming to effect and teams were exploiting it, it wasn't like he was looking at it like, well, we're limited in certain things. They could not run the ball.
Yeah.
To save their life. So it's just basically, it's a passing game or nothing.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Right? And your defense ain't stopping anybody. So it's just a lot of those different factors happening, man. I mean, I just see, I wish him well. But, I mean, that's what happens when you want to move to a team organization in Colorado. Mm-hmm. Why not stay and keep building on your success at Jackson State?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, you just felt like that HBCU wasn't good enough for you. You want to go to the next level. That's fine. Right? But now here you deal with the situation. The consequences are. So
still begging for money.
And begging for money. Like you were begging at Jackson State.
And it's not like Colorado with one. I mean, they won in the past, but it's not like one of them teams, like a top tier team where you're going to have all the resources you need to, like, you know what I'm saying? Not like a Texas A&M who got money, you know what I'm saying? Colorado is not that. So, you know, he probably should have, like you said, James, waited another year, stayed at Jackson State. And then because a lot of people gonna get fired after the season. There's a lot of changeover going over now. So you probably would have been in a better situation of waiting another year and then moving on. But hey, you know, you got the job now, so you better figure it out.
Just think if he'd have stayed at J State one more year, and knowing what we know now with the Jimbo situation.
Oh, you got all the resources. You got all the
Well,
resources.
he got a blank check.
Yeah, you got
He
all
could
the
have had a blank
resources.
check, dog. Like,
You got all the man. You got these people about to pay this man $76 million, and you got the resource of they still paying Kevin Summerlin as we speak and paying Jimbo. That would have been a perfect situation.
Yeah.
That would have been a perfect situation. Well, right on into it. Because the quarterback left. Okay, Shador could have played as a grad student. Right. So you still had what you wanted with your kid being the quarterback.
It could have been at Texas A&M.
Yes.
And the buzz for him, was more high at that time, right? Like it was more positive. The buzz for him as the next coach, a coach that can go into the SEC and win. I mean, he was coming out that win with Jackson State, and I think he would have got that Texas A&M job instead of him going with Duke coach, right? I don't know what's going to happen with him, but anyway, you would definitely have had he had all the momentum. That's what I'm looking for of going forward and being able to get that chip. And I mean not chip, but go to Texas A&M and they have a possibility of playing for a national championship. And he would have had money out the wazoo because they have nothing but money. So just being patient sometimes, being vigilant, being patient, and allowing the opportunity to come to you helps.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's up to Dion. That's his fault. It's his problem. Let's talk about Grambling though. I mean, Ray, start us out with this. I mean, what's your thoughts on Hugh getting fired?
I think it was. I don't think he should have been fired, even though there were a lot of rumbling that he would step down. Like I was texting a few people at the Classic, and it was like, man, people talking about Hugh may step down. And I was like, just year two. He came in year one in December, didn't really have a chance to really recruit like he wanted to. I'm sure money was an issue with his staff. He probably couldn't bring in who he wanted to. So I would have gave him at least another year, only because you know what we got going on. Our president moved up to the Louisiana system, the president of that. So we're looking for a new president of the school. And I'm sure you would want your president to be in on the hiring, whoever the new coach is. But for whatever reason, Dr. Scott decided to let Hugh go. Was it justified? Yes and no, because you didn't really see, like, from our offense, like, the last 2 years, like, damn, boy, see that? Whoo, boy, look, Hugh put that stamp on that thing. Like, coming from the NFL, was at USC when Reggie Bush and all the boys was there. Like, not what, he was Carson Palm, I think he was back then. But just being around a lot of weapons that he had, Cincinnati with Ocho and Carson Palm and Umazala. Like, we just didn't see that staple from the offense. Now, did they improve from year one? Because we couldn't throw for 50 yards his first year. We got the kid transfer from Alabama State, Miles Crawley. You can see the talent the first few games. You see the talents anyway, but I think he digressed as the season went on. But you just didn't see it from a coaching standpoint, the experience that Hugh had, especially offensively. We didn't see it. But I would have gave him another year, say, hey, Hugh, maybe we might need to tweak your staff, right? Just give him a chance to get a full recruiting class, right? Because you can see they got the talent. They got a young O-line, get a deep threat. Like, the running game was cold, but I think they operated too quickly. Now, it would have been interesting, if he won the Classic, would we be having this discussion about him being fired? Because if you thought he was not the guy, why not fire him a few games ago? Right? So you wait to fire him directly after the Classic as though it's like losing to Southern again. That's why you're firing him. That's where it appears. Because if he wasn't a guy, like, you could have been fired him just like Southern fired Dooley 2 games ago. Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel he ain't the guy, why wait? Don't even wait till after the season. Like, forget all that. This is not it. But I would have gave him another year. I'm not saying I'm happy he's gone. If he's gone, he's gone. We got to figure out who's next. Like, a lot of names been thrown around. Hopefully, old boy, Dr. Scott does have some names, because you just don't make this firing right before recruiting gets heavy and not have a plan. But I would have gave him one more year, honestly.
I think Hugh. I think they didn't want Hugh, because most times, I mean, they hired him because they needed a coach, because they saw that the background of him being an NFL coach and all that. But I think they didn't really want Hugh down in Grambling. I think they wanted a homegrown person, and I think, with this firing after 2 years, most times coaches get like 3 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to get your own players in, you got to get your own recruiting class in, and I just think they felt like, this ain't good enough for us. And they thought that just because he came in from the NFL, they were going to run through the swag or have some. They had expectations of having great seasons in 2 years, and it just don't work like that. I don't care where you go at. It just doesn't work like that. Where you're just going to have you're going to be a 12-0 team, or you're going to make it to the championship and all that. So at the end of the day, I just think that Hugh wasn't a Grambling guy. He came in with some questionable hirings, and that played a part in it too. And I just think all in all, he's not a Grambling guy. He doesn't fit who Grambling is and are about. And I just think that it ain't working for us. We need to find somebody who is a Grambling guy to coach this team.
Bro, I don't know what y'all gonna do. Like I'm confused. Like you didn't, and we had this conversation over text message. You didn't give him you didn't give at least 3 years. Mm-hmm. This ain't the Grambling of old. Right. Like, let's be honest with each other. This ain't the Grambling of the 2000, the 20. Who was the last quarterback? What was the last quarterback? Kincaid played
19. It was definitely before COVID, so it's not, he's 18, 19, somewhere around there.
You should have. I thought it was a lot earlier than that. I think he was
at least been at least 5 years probably. So maybe 17, 18?
I thought he played even before that.
Nah, I don't think it was that much.
I thought he was like almost a decade ago. No. Anyway, but then y'all like this ain't the Grambling of old, man. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like Hugh can only do so much.
Exactly.
Like you got I've seen online facilities. We ain't talking top notch here.
I don't think but if you win,
we ain't talking about top notch. We ain't talking about facilities, great facilities. We're not talking. So what's your approach gonna be?
But I'm saying, but if you winning, nobody talks about facilities.
Man, that's the problem. You ain't winning, so therefore you gotta improve.
The facilities do help. Don't get me wrong, but talent trumps the facility, right? Grambling has never had great facilities, and we won.
But you need facilities now.
I get it, but that doesn't mean you're gonna win.
Hold on, let me finish. You're not listening. Your facilities. When you're not winning, you got to have some type of advantage to bring the talent in. You got to have it. You're not winning and your facilities suck. So therefore, that's double time.
And you're in the country.
Now you're in a very rural area.
The area does not help.
So it's like now you got it's 3 different levels of things that you have issues with that you're like, now you want to bring in this talent and you want to win this swag. And it ain't happening.
But I don't think facilities is the reason why you're not winning.
No, it ain't the reason. It's a reason, though.
It's one, yes. That's across all HBCUs.
But no.
Do you think, fam, you got the best facilities ever?
They better than yours.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Do you think Texas Southern don't have a great facility? The only one I know got great facilities, y'all and PV.
PV and fam.
Right? But at the end of the day, I don't think it's not just about facility. You got to still get the talent in there. You got to have the good coaching.
The coaching only going to do so much.
Coaching helps.
Coaching is the faculty of all different things, bro. That's just not one.
Grambling has some decent
facilities. You got to have good coaching, good facilities, good approach, good scheme. You got to have it all going. You're not winning, and now you need to figure out what is it. And it just can't be a part about you. It's got to be Hugh added with different levels of things. And here's the thing. From a facility standpoint, if your facilities are not matching everybody else's, then now that's another thing that you can't sell to the recruits. That's another added thing that you can't say. It's an added thing like, okay, I can't sell this to the recruits. I can't do this. I can't do that. So now what are you expecting Hugh to do? This dude out here taking pictures of himself, sitting on top of some Maybach, and it's like he's trying to sell the university.
He don't have to. Grambling is a brand in itself.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
It's a brand.
It's a brand like it used to be.
It is a brand.
It's not like it used to be.
Just because you're not winning all the time, the brand is still a brand. The brand is still the brand,
dog. Your brand.
You can sell that brand,
the same, dog. It's not the same.
Because you're not winning, I get it, but the brand is still the same. People still know Grambling State University.
Yeah, but they know Grambling State University, but if the brand ain't the same, people are not going to come.
Dog, but...
I don't care how much, they're not going to come. You can call Grambling all day.
But it's not like we're getting
So what you're
getting the talent.
So what you're saying, Hugh is not developing.
Because you can't have it both ways. It's hard to say it in 2 years to say what he has developed because we didn't give him time.
Exactly.
I'm good with that.
I'm giving you multiple things.
I just don't. Everything you're saying is fine except for the facilities.
Your facilities is a part of the reason. It's you.
I don't think it is.
You're trying to make it like you're trying to debate Is facility the reason? And I never said the facility was the reason.
But you
I
led
said
with like the facility.
I can leave whatever I want. That's the whole point of it.
I don't think it's
no.
just
Facilities is a part of the problem that you have. You have multiple problems at your university.
Absolutely.
One
yeah.
of them
Absolutely.
is that your facilities is not.
Have you been to Grambling?
Yeah, when I was younger.
No, 50 years ago.
No, that was years ago. I was in college at the time.
Bro, well over 20 years ago.
No, it was. But at the
So
end of the day,
you can't say the facility is not good.
I looked online and looked at your stuff.
Man, come on.
Your stuff is online, bro.
Everything's online.
So,
but
at the end
what
of the
are you
day,
comparing it to, though?
Compared to other HBCUs in the SWAC.
And I gave you the ones
Let's look at your own
you've
division.
seen that is
Let's
good.
look at your own division. Let's look at, okay, you got Texas Southern Division, correct?
Yes.
Who else? You got PV.
PV.
You got Southern.
Southern.
And do you think from a city standpoint it's better than Southern?
I haven't been to Southern in a very long time, so I can't even speak on that.
Okay.
And I'm not Googling nothing online to say, damn, I wonder if Southern's facility is great or not.
Yeah, because you got to look at the things that make things competitive.
Yes.
That's how you compete.
But all I'm saying
and
is,
especially when it comes to HBCU, because you're not selling everything else.
They have improved their facilities over the last several years. Is it the greatest? Probably not. If you're comparing it to the Fire Stadium or the facility that maybe Alabama State has or FAMU has, PV has. But you cannot tell me.
But think what you just did. You just named the 3 teams that finished as a 1 and 2 in the division.
But if a kid is...
That's the reason why. That's the reason why.
But kids are not coming to these schools solely because they got great facilities. If that's the case, just go to a big D1.
Bro, you're trying to focus on that and make it your point. And that's not the point. Your facilities and its months is a part of a lot of things, a cluster of things you have to sell. And you're trying to say that ain't the thing. That ain't the thing. No, it's a part of it. It's a part of it. Ask any recruit. Ask any recruiter that goes to a college. They're gonna look at your facilities. They're gonna look at all different things. What are you selling them? Why? Otherwise, why did LSU redo their entire damn locker room and put up digital things, and put up reclining chairs? But they had to sell because they found that Alabama got a tank whirlpool in theirs, and they're like,
and the frostbite.
Yeah, literally. That's what you have to do.
Absolutely, I agree.
That's a part of it. Like, you got to sell that.
But I think the Grambling brand is dying, Ray.
Died where? How?
But
if we're winning, nobody's going to say that.
Yeah, but that's the problem. That's what we're saying.
Okay.
You're not winning.
So we won 5 games this year. We should have beat Alcorn 1 point low.
But is that acceptable?
It's not acceptable. Even the AD said it in his press conference that he felt that we were an 8-9 win team. I didn't see it. Now, we lost some questionable games. The Classic was one. Alcorn was another, right? So if you win in a 9-game season, nobody's going to, Hughes probably still be there.
So when the last time you won 9 games?
Shit. But when Kincaid was there.
And how long ago was that? 5
17.
Years? So 17.
So it's been a while.
So it's 2023.
Right? That's what James is saying. But I'm saying, I never said we haven't been struggling.
No, I'm talking about from a brand standpoint.
The brand is the brand.
The brand ain't the same, bro.
It may not be the same as it was when you're winning, but when you're winning, people going to say it's strong. If we'd had a winning season right now, nobody would have cared about none of this.
5 years ago, bro, the SWAC only had like 8 teams.
Okay.
Now
they're the same teams when y'all compete or any other team compete. It doesn't matter.
You're speaking before you actually listen to the statement. 5 years ago, the SWAC had 8 teams. I think it was around 8. Now I think it's like 14.
14.
It's 14 teams. So that's just a different understanding. Like, now you have 6 more teams that you have to compete against, and what region it is, what area it is. And FAMU has a humongous brand, and you got to fight against their brand.
Yeah.
And you got to fight against Jackson State, who does have a major brand, right? That's why Dion was able to swing him around really quickly, right? But at the end of the day, man, like, it just ain't the same. I hate to say it the way and I think you're just not listening. I think you don't want to hear us. But Grambling's brand is just not the same it was like five years ago, bro. But I said the same thing about Southern. I don't think their brand is the same. I think the two major organizations like in our conference was whether Grambling or Southern had major brands. But as the last 4 or 5 years you started to see, and other teams came to the conference, it's changed.
It has.
And it is what it is. And so y'all gonna have to deal with that fight with that logic. Now we all fighting at the same level.
Yeah.
And we all really trying to fight to get to FAMU right now.
They
Because for the last 2 years since they've been in the conference,
smoking.
they've been rolling. Outside of Jackson State, it's been them two.
Yeah, they've been cooking.
So now it's like, now we got to all try to scrap for them.
Yeah, they cooking.
So, man, listen, I hate to say it, man, listen, but good luck. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, end of the day, good luck.
Yeah.
You know?
If he fuck this up, bro, the AD gonna be next.
Well, we'll see. It sounds like he already messed it up.
I don't care for him because he's not really building the corporate relationships. Like you can't put that on a head coach. Any of the head coaches in any of the sports. Like the AD has to be the charge of that.
Okay.
Right, and he just don't have it, bro. Honestly.
Okay.
He's just not it.
Sounds like a frustrated fan.
Nah, he's a frustrated alum.
Sounds like a frustrated alum right there. All right, so let's get into it. So let's get to Heisman. You know what I mean? Who y'all got for the Heisman? Ray, who you got?
I think after last night when Bo Nix didn't have the big game, like if he would have had a big game, I would say Bo Nix. But right now it'd be Jaden Daniels. 50 touchdowns, over 4,700 yards, over 1,000 yards rushing. I just think that's just too much, and I think it was Bo Nix to lose last night, and he did it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I think Bo, if he'd have won, I think even if he'd have won the game, I think he would have won the Heisman. But the issue I have with Jalen Daniels and everybody else who won the Heisman that had 3 losses, who you beat? Because Jalen Daniels lost to Alabama, lost to Milroe. Milroe put it on him. You know what I'm saying? You play an Ole Miss team and you lose to them. Alabama beat them. And then they got smashed by Georgia. And then you lose to Florida State at the beginning of the year. And they done beat you 2 years in a row. So for me, I know they want to say who the best player and all this, but you got 3 losses. And I think that should play a part. You didn't beat nobody. You didn't beat nobody all season of quality. And the one game that they gave you a lot of clout for, well, you play Army, bro. You play Army. You know what I'm saying? You didn't play a team that's gonna fight back. You played Army and put up all the numbers. So you know what I'm saying. And you ran it up so you can get the Heisman. So he's probably gonna get it because Bo Nix lost. But I just have an issue when you don't beat nobody and your team lose 3 games and you the quarterback. And like we always say, the quarterback need to play better if the team gonna win. I just think when you're a 3-loss quarterback and you didn't beat nobody at quality, you shouldn't get the Heisman. But I think he's probably gonna get it.
Yeah, I think it's Jalen Daniels. I don't have to go through the whole soliloquy of why. I do feel like he's going to get it. I mean, the stats he's put up has been phenomenal. And even in the games that he's lost in, he's played well at times. So, he's deserving. Like you said before, I think Bo Nix made himself. And then Penix just didn't do enough for me. Mm-hmm. But, I give it to him. You got to give the guy his credit. He definitely balled out this year. And good luck for him in the NFL.
Yeah.
All right, any more on that?
Nah.
All right, bro. So, man, let's get into the thoughts on last night's game between the Ducks and Washington. D, man, what's your thoughts on that game?
Man, great game. In the beginning, I thought, Washington was going to beat them worse than what they did because they came out smoking. Mm-hmm. And then, they went up 17-3, and then they got this crazy pass interference call, both guys holding on each other, both guys looking back, and they got the Ducks back into the game, and the Ducks came out and scored, back-to-back touchdowns to take the lead. But, Washington showed some reserve last night. They showed that they're a team that, in the close games, they're going to pull them out. Now, whether that happens in the Final Four, it remains to be seen. But they were battle tested all year because the back half of their season, they played a whole bunch of close games, to get them to that point. But the game was great. I think both guys competed well. Both guys put their teams on their back and made plays. Penix made some great throws. Bo Nix made some great plays to keep his team in it. But like you said, Washington beat them 2 times in a row.
Yeah, man, it was a tale of 2 halves. Like, Oregon came out slow, and Washington punched them in the mouth, right? Like, Johnson was the man last night. Over 100, almost 157 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. He controlled the game, and I think that was the difference. Because when Bo Nix and them got going, they took the lead. Washington didn't panic. They stayed with the running game. Penix made some great throws, timely throws, and shout out to Washington, man. They took in the second half. They took the best punch for Oregon, and they withstood it. Put a drive together to take the lead, and the running game. I think that was the big difference in the game.
Yeah, I agree, man. Listen, Washington played a great game. Both teams played well, right? I think it was a well played game. I don't call any turnovers. It was just too little, too late for Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When it was 34-24, it was over. At that point, they had a great play, holding, transfer from Bama, made a great catch, hit the sideline. I don't think he stepped out. So it was a great play on that part, and he got there and he got a touchdown. But the one thing I did not understand from their coach standpoint is when he went for the onside kick.
Yeah.
He had 3 timeouts. He could have pinned him deep. He basically gave them that first down. When they got that first down on the run play, that basically ended the game.
And he did the same thing in the first game when he didn't take the points, and then they stopped on the 4th down.
Yeah, that's another thing. He wasn't kicking field goals last time. And he would have won that game. He'd have kicked those field goals.
Exactly.
It was just those type of things where he was I get the aggressiveness, but you got to play the points.
Yeah.
You got to be you got to get those points because you need it. The game is nip and tough, and the two teams are very similar, in style and play and athletes and talent. You got to make the play. You got to get the points at that point, man. It just, to me, that's my issue with them. I get the aggressiveness, but man, like, be smart about your aggressive nature, bro. Like, you just can't just be like, all right, I'm just gonna keep making these plays and putting your team under the bus. It just did not make it. It just wasn't a good decision. So, at the end of the day, I see that's where the separation happened, and then they end up losing the game. But hey, kudos for Washington, because sometimes it is tough to beat a team twice in the season, and they beat them twice. And good luck for them in the playoffs. They definitely gonna be there.
Yeah, they in there.
So, all right, so I think we got college conference championship. I don't know. Okay, all right, so let's get our pick'ems. College edition. All right, let's start it off. We'll go with Ray, D, and then we'll end it with myself. Bama versus Georgia. Who you got, Ray?
Ooh, boy, heavyweight fight. I think Milroe gonna make enough plays with his legs. I got Alabama winning 31-27.
All right, good luck. Good luck. Who you got?
I got Bama
Okay.
28-24.
Well, I ain't gonna give a score. I think you already know I think who'll win. So we'll go to the next game. We'll skip past Texas, Oklahoma State. That's already happening. Oklahoma State thrashed them. Louisville versus FSU. Who you got, Ray?
I got Louisville. I think quarterback play, losing Travis Jordan is big. And if I'm Louisville, I'm not letting Benson go crazy. Depends on the quarterback, the backup. He's a game time decision. So they may be starting the third string.
Yeah, concussed.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Louisville regardless of the quarterback who plays tonight. So I'm going with Louisville.
Man, give me FSU.
Yeah, something tells me FSU's going to win this game just because the way Louisville played last week. They kind of looked past Kentucky and got beat by it. But I don't know, man. I want to say FSU so bad, but I think it's going to be a close game. But I do think Louisville's going to win this in a very close game just because of the quarterback situation.
Oh, you got the Ville?
So I'm going to go with Louisville on this one. Michigan versus Iowa. Who you got, Ray?
Easy. Michigan. Too much running game.
Michigan.
All right, Michigan, that's all three of us right here. All right, so prediction, Final Four teams. Give me your predictions real quick.
Washington. Damn. Alabama, because I picked Louisville to beat Florida State, so they're going to drop. Michigan and Texas. That's the four.
Who you got?
Give me Michigan, Florida State, Washington, and Texas.
So, I don't think, even when we win today, we're not going to get it.
Okay.
So, I think it's going to be Texas, Florida State. No, excuse me, what's going to lose? Texas, Michigan. I still think they're going to let Georgia in.
Think so?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked
Georgia
by it.
in, at the 4th seed, and then Washington is going to be in as well. So I think that's going to be the 4. But if it really should be Bama. I was going to put Bama in there anyway. Because if we win the SEC, we should be in there. But I just feel like they're gonna hold that Texas loss against us. It don't matter what happened during the season. It don't matter.
But damn, if you Texas, aren't you upset? You're a conference champion.
Right.
You won dominantly today.
Right.
And you would put Georgia in over them?
I named Texas.
Oh, you named? Oh, okay.
So I said Texas.
Michigan.
Well, I was Florida State.
Florida State, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Florida State may not make it.
Okay.
I don't, and I just don't think Ohio State has a chance.
Yeah, no, they ain't.
They stuck.
Yeah, I think they're stuck. They're gonna keep them at 6 and let everybody leap past them. This is how this works. But if they do the right thing, when Bama win tonight, we should be in that thing. But I just don't think they're gonna do the right thing. I just don't. I don't. Unless we blow Georgia out the door, I just don't see that happening. I just don't see it happening, man. All right, man.
Whew.
Keep going. Take a break.
That was on you.
All right, man. Let's keep going then.
Let's get it.
All right, well, let's get some NFL. You see that Aaron Rodgers out here throwing the football. I'm not sure if he's going to come back for the season. But your thoughts, man. Yo, Donovan, can he save the Jets season if he do tend to come back?
No, the season's too far gone for them, I think. Because you got, well, yes, because if he's not playing this weekend against Atlanta, you only got, about 4 or 5 games left? So I just think that it's too far gone. And I think he just need to chill out because you might get back out there and re-injured again. Now you're done for next year, to have for next year. So I just think just leave it as is. Continue to get your rehab. Continue to do what you're doing. The season is done, and just be ready for next year. Now next year we don't know because the coach might get fired. Hackett might leave, your guy, the offensive coordinator. So there's a lot of question marks going into next season. But if I'm Aaron Rodgers, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Just continue to rehab, continue to get yourself better, and hopefully you can get some offensive line and everything you need next year to make that push.
And you had a torn Achilles, right? So talk to us, like how hard is that rehab?
Man, listen, let me say, my rehab was a 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Even though you had
they got the best of the best.
Yeah, they got the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's tough, man. You got to go in every day. You got to do calf raises. You got to walk on top of it. You got to get the needle in and the acupuncture and all of that to get the blood flow back into it. So it ain't nothing that is the average Joe Blow that can get. And I think for him, he probably got the best of the best, but still, you don't want to take that chance of coming back out there running around in a season that, to me is done. Because after Atlanta beat them tomorrow, in a close one, I mean, what you coming back for? Yeah. And you risking now if you get hurt again next year. Even though you're gonna have months away, but who knows how it's gonna heal? And you're not a young chicken. You're 38. So your body is not going to function the same way that you want to do. I don't care how much research and science you got going on. It's still not going to do what it needs to do. He needs to just chill out and just keep it moving and get ready for next year.
Yeah, he can't save this season, but I think he's trying to come back just to show people the miraculous recovery from a torn Achilles and come back within 12, 13 weeks. I think he's just going to do that just from a mental standpoint. He knows the season is over. He knows they already got, 7 losses, and shit. Buffalo's got 6 and they're in 10th place. So they know the season over. But I think he's going to try to come back just to show I'm just turned 40. I tore my Achilles 12, 13 weeks ago. I'm back playing. I think he's just doing it just for that. Now, he know he can't save their season. Their season over with.
Yeah, I think he has a 21-day window I think they activate him. And I don't see him coming back. I think it's just more of a ploy of him and what you just stated, Ray, of just coming back, showing people that he can do something. But it's going to be a point where it's going to be too late. Too little, too late. So I think maybe this is just to show the fans like he's gearing up for next year. So when next year comes around, he'll be ready. And I think the fans will probably look at that and say, have be more excitement. Try to sell the fact that he's going to be a 40-year-old quarterback. I think he turned 40 either yesterday or today. Yeah. That even though he's 40 years old, they should look forward to next year because they finally have that quarterback in play. So I just don't see him being able to come back. I've had Achilles injury as well, and I find it very rare that you can get back that fast. Exactly. I think even younger people have issues with it. So yeah, I don't see it happening, but I think for the Jets fan base to have something to look forward to next year, I think it helps him being there, right? Let's dive into the MVP though, like MVP frontrunner. Who do you think is the MVP frontrunner right now?
Ooh.
If it was today, I would give it to Dak. Dak is playing exceptional. He's one of the league leaders in touchdown passes. Only 6 interceptions, and we dinged him last 2 years of been leading the league in interceptions. So, and Dallas is so hot right now. Philly, Jalen is second, but You know, they team is playing so up and down early in the games, and then they turn it on late. But if I had to pick today, it'd be Dak Prescott. Dakota.
Man, stop.
Shit.
Jalen.
Okay.
And I don't care if you playing up and down. That shows that you can play up and down all you want, but if you winning them games, that's what matters. And that shows a sign of a good leader that when the games are close, you get it done. Guess what? Dak didn't get it done in Philly. He didn't get it done. And all the team and Jalen went on the road, had a slow first half, but then he showed why he's the top-notch quarterback in the second half, and they went to Kansas City and won. And then on top of this, Dak has beaten 5 sorry teams at home, and when they played quality competition, they've lost. And he didn't play well. So at the end of the day, Jalen should get the MVP as of right now.
Yeah, I'm going with Jalen Hurts. Maybe he doesn't have the statistical stats that maybe Dak has over the last 4 or 5 games, but he has won more. His team is playing a great football. They're winning. They're 11-1 if I'm not mistaken. And if he goes on and beat the 49ers tomorrow, wow, he should be it.
And beat Dak next week.
Yeah, I mean, so these games right here are going to be pivotal for him. If he goes out and beats San Francisco, I'm not worried about the Cowboys. He's already beat the Cowboys. These are one of the games. But if he goes out and beats the 49ers, knowing that Dak lost to him by almost 40 points, that should be the defining factor right then and there. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to leave out Lamar. Lamar's doing a pretty good job. You got to keep him in there. Yep. I think Chris Mack for 49ers should be thought about as well. Yeah. But man, if he turns around and wins that game against the 49ers and looks good, has a good game doing it, why not? He didn't look great against the Bills in the first half. But man, he lit it up in the second half. So I feel like he should be getting considered. His consideration, a lot of momentum should be pushing for him to be the MVP of the league. And we're going off winning, intangibles, and those type of things, man. He's to me showing that he's that guy. Yeah. It doesn't mean he has to be the best quarterback in the league, but this season right now, his team's winning and their team is playing good football. So that's all that matters at this point. With a defense that's not that great. Yeah. Thinking about Dallas I'm concerned about is their defense.
Oh yeah,
bro. Because ever since Diggs got hurt, it just seems like that run defense has not been the same. Yeah. So it's just one of those things. That's just tough, man. You know. So we'll see. But I like the Hurts. Anybody want any more comments on this?
Nah.
All right, man. So let's get ready for our NFL pick'ems.
Man, get out of here.
Come on, man. It's literally labeled NFL pick'ems. It says.
And he got
NFL pick'ems.
And he got his
All right. Let's start it off. Good game right here. Broncos, Texans. I think one of these teams, whoever wins this game, is on a fast track to get to the wild card playoff. Who you got, Ray?
Man, Sean Payton got them boys rolling right now, but too much C.J. Stroud, too much dealt. So I'm going to go with the Texans, man. That boy C.J. nice.
Who you got?
I got the Broncos.
I got the Broncos as well, man. Just the defense is playing phenomenal football.
Yeah, they balled them.
After that 70 piece.
Yeah, that 70. We rolled them all.
We all thought they were going to fire the DC.
Yeah, we rolled them all.
They're out there playing phenomenal football. So I'm going to go with those guys, right? All right, Chiefs versus Packers. Who you got, Ray?
Patty finds a way. Close game. 3-point game. Even though Jordan Love is playing better now, but just too much. I think Patty finds a way, bro.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chiefs, bro. I don't know why you acting like
it's in Green Bay, you know.
Like
give them a
that's
chance.
such a challenging game. It's gonna be Chiefs.
But the Chiefs ain't playing well though.
They're not playing well, but they'll beat the Packers. I mean, it's just one of those things. But Joe Love has played a lot better over the last few weeks, and I think beating Detroit the way they beat Detroit was a good statement for them. Mm-hmm. A good win, so that they can understand what they're gonna do with that kid next season. Yeah, right. Because that's gonna be it. It's gonna be a highly debatable question. All right, 49ers, Eagles. Who you got, Ray?
Philly, 49ers.
Oh, okay.
Brock Purdy gonna light him up.
Ooh, okay.
49ers.
Man, I'm gonna go with the Eagles this game. I know we all think 49ers, and they're gonna play well. Yeah. So I just think this may be the game that Jalen gets done. But it's all in trenches. This will be O-line against D-line. It's gonna be the most interesting thing in the world.
Yeah, good both got good D-line, O-line.
Yep. So all right, man, let's go. Let's go right. Okay, so about to say. All right, so NBA basketball. Sorry, it sounds something looked like a little off right there. I don't know what happened. Eagles. I mean, let's get the NBA right quick. Last topic of the day, man. NBA basketball. Ray start us off. What's your thoughts on the Warriors right now and the way how they're playing?
They done. I said last year. They done. Even though they're gonna re-sign Clay in the offseasons like they did Draymond, make him sweat a little bit, but you just don't see it, bro. They're not consistent. Same way it was last year. They struggled on the road, looked so bad. And you can't just think, oh, they're a championship pedigree, they're a championship team, dynasty, they're going to turn it on. The West is too deep, the West is too good to keep losing games that they lose. And they're struggling mightily, bro. And honestly, Wiggins has fallen off the cliff. And they need Wiggins not only just from a scoring standpoint, but from a defensive standpoint. And he's not giving them that. And they're a lot younger now. And now you can't blame Jordan Poole because he ain't there. So yeah, they done, dude. They done.
Yeah, I think they're done. I mean, age. They don't have the people around them to help them be successful for as a team. Getting buckets, like we said with CP3, he was done 5 years ago, and he's already hurt already now. So and Draymond is a shell of himself. You know, he getting more texts than he getting points. So I mean, they just done. Like I mean, they had a good shell life. I mean, it was good. They made some plays. They won some championships. But I just think now they need to do something with that team and be done.
I don't even know what could they do. They said they ain't trading Clay. And Draymond locked into a 3-4 year more, $100 million. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do either. But they're not playing great basketball right now. It just seems like very up and down. It's either Clay or nothing. And so at this point, not Clay, but Steph or nothing. And at this point, if Steph is not, giving them 30, 40-point outbursts, then they'll lose games. And their defense hasn't been that great either. They were beating the brakes off of Sacramento. They let Sacramento drop like 20, 30, I think a 30, 40 quarter, 30, 40-point quarter. They end up coming back in the second half. So they gotta be able to play a little bit. They're gonna have to play better basketball, and they need their youth to step it up. Yeah. Those young players need to step up their game and get ready to and put in some meaningful minutes. But because the old players just not it, man. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens moving forward because they're in some tough decision making, tough decisions coming up. Yeah. Whether it was Clay or whoever else, this may be the breakup. This may be the end of that team. So we just gonna have to figure it out. But they're gonna have to figure it out moving forward. Good luck to them.
And like we said early on, these young teams coming.
Yeah,
they really building teams to, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about not just the Warriors, I'm talking about the Lakers, a lot of teams who've been holding steadfast. But I'm just saying teams who've been holding steadfast and making the playoffs, these younger teams are coming and they coming with full head of steam. Like they coming and you're gonna have to figure it out. And I just think that, like you said, the Warriors, they time is about up on them.
Yeah, too, bro.
All right, man. Well, listen, that was our last topic for the day, man. Anybody got any more final thoughts? Gonna log on. I'm trying to watch this game, so I ain't really trying to do all this all day. So
another one in the book.
Anybody got any final thoughts, man?
We want to thank our special guest Donovan D. Springs for coming in and grace us with his presence today.
For sure. But I'm gonna give a shout out to the Camden High Bulldogs. We're in the championship tonight at 7:00 in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Let's get it, fellas.
Let's go.
All right, man. Let's get out of here.
We out.
What defense is they playing? Sit too far back. You have to play man, bro. You can't play the zone. See you in motion?
Yeah.
Why Caleb Downs is not coming down?
The safety should have got that dude right there.
Yeah, why can't they come down? They're going to use motion.